Raptors fall to the Oklahoma City Thunder 123-103. Welcome to Raptors Tonight, live from Real Sports. I'm Randy Urban, joined by Paul Jones, Sherman Hamilton, and Eric Smith. Well, fellas, first of all, how you doing? Sherm?
I'm good, thanks.
You look good. Jonesy, you good?
All good, man. Good
Eric?
to be here.
All's
good to be seen.
All is good.
Yeah.
All is good.
Great start for the Raptors. I think that set the tone in this game that it wasn't going to be as easy as I think some people thought coming in. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think they played and they competed. And I've said this, since guys have gone down with injury, the season now is about teaching good habits.
Yeah.
Consistency, the idea of being professional, understanding that every night you're on the floor, there's no excuse. You've got to play and play hard. And I think Darko's doing a good job of that, and that was evident in this game. I mean, it's Oklahoma City, the best team in the Western Conference. There's every reason to lay down and say, we can't compete. We don't have any starters. We have guys that are injured. Why bother? But those guys came out and played hard. And I think that's the thing that they're going to take from the rest of the season, being able to go out there and create these good habits that are going to bode well for them in the future.
What did you think that made them so competitive? The score was 20, but it wasn't a 20-point game.
No. I think coming off the heels of last game, and Darko's talked about that, he's not afraid to have the tough conversations. Mm-hmm. And he said it out in public. This was unacceptable tonight after the way the last game went. So I expected them to come out professionally with a little bit of fire. And compound that with the fact that you are playing the best team in the West, who is still playing for seeding and standing. Mm-hmm. So you know you're going to get a good shot from them. I just thought they did a really good job coming out. I would have loved to have seen them cut down on some of the turnovers.
Yeah.
The unforced turnovers,
yeah.
the high risk, high reward turnovers. I mean, some of them you're going to get, but just not being able to make the simple play at times. I mean, there's one time Ramsey's coming over center. He goes to pass it to Porter, who's trailing the play, and he wasn't looking. Ball goes out of bounds. Right? They had 21 fewer shots, and they gave up 37 points off turnovers tonight.
Yeah, you're not going to win many games.
It's
with
tough.
Those numbers.
It's tough.
Eric, Grady Dick looked great tonight. I think the crowd and fans are generally still kind of surprised when he does something other than make shots, make threes, right? He had a crazy layup in that first half, and just his game was just great all around.
You know what? We were talking to Jerome Williams on our radio broadcast. I know he did a portion of the TV broadcast as well. And that was one of the things we talked to Jerome about. Jones and I were asking about late in the season like this, if you were winning and heading towards the postseason, Grady's going to be in the rotation. But he's not going to be playing 22, 25, 28, 30-plus minutes.
Yeah.
This is a perfect opportunity to get these minutes, to work out some kinks, and he's going to have some bad nights, and he has. But he's going to have some flashes like you're talking about, and flashes in big games like he did tonight. And I think this is where, to Jonesy's point of like working out kinks and guys still grinding and whatnot, this is a perfect chance for Grady to get time that he wouldn't have otherwise had, to get real-time minutes against real-time frontline players, to make some mistakes, but then also, to your point, Randy, to show that I'm not just a one-trick pony. I'm not just going to be camped out in the corner. I can put the ball on the floor. I can get to the rim. He had a crazy dunk, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's showing his athleticism. The problem at times is he's also showing the fact that he's a rookie, right? Like, he's going to make some turnovers. He's going to make some mistakes, but perfect, again, time to make these mistakes, to work out the kinks, and hopefully to be then a better player coming into next year.
But I like the fact that he plays hard.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He doesn't
hard.
back down, right?
Yeah, he goes after it. And then, listen.
You guys are talking about playing hard. I'm talking about swag.
I know. That shows you where your priorities are. But anytime you're talking about a young player, the base has to be how hard you're going to play. And once you're going to play hard, we can build on all the other layers of your skill set and in your shot and all that stuff. But he has that base layer of playing hard. He competes. Yeah. And I think that's going to endear him to this fan base, but also to this coaching staff. They know they've got a kid who's going to go out there and work hard.
You can't teach effort. Yeah. Like you either want to compete or you don't.
Oh, it's a skill, because not everybody does it.
And if you have to convince a guy to work hard or, come on, I need more from you, then you know what? Sit down. And you never see that with Grady. as Eric said, we talked about he's made mistakes, but they're not mistakes out of a lack of effort or a lack of caring. He's the opposite end sometimes, trying to do too much, and that's where he will learn as he goes on when to go, when not to go, but always have the motor ready.
Think about this exact time last year, like literally exact this time last year, where he was. And now fast forward to a year later, and the dude's about to finish his first NBA season, and he's 20 years old. And he's out there competing against the number one team in the West, going up against this Oklahoma City team that's been like that says a lot.
It's a big
huge
jump. Yeah. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously he's been talked about a lot, at the top of a lot of people's MVP boards, yours, I think. What I look at, Jonesy, is his mid-range game in an era where that is not really prioritized. He makes it work for him, and I think it works well for what they're trying to do as well.
He does some of the stuff that DeMar DeRozan does in terms of the mid-range.
Yeah.
He is the kind of player that when he gets to his spot, in his rhythm, in the midst of his move, you're not stopping it. Yeah. You have to hope that he misses.
I'm going there, and there's nothing you can do.
Right. And
like
listen,
Sherman with the fries right now.
Come playoff time,
He's smart. The highlights run. He knows when to go after it.
they take away the basket, they run you off the line, what's open, the mid-range. And if you're a guy like Shai that's been working in the mid-range all season, you're comfortable with that. And, I mean, where you started, Randy, he is my MVP. They were in the play-in last year. They're neck and neck with Denver. He's got a young core that he is leading to this kind of success. I take nothing away from Jokic, but for this year, I would give Shai would get my top vote.
Let's go back to the Raptors real quick. Javon Freeman-Liberty got his first NBA start. I thought a solid game, but when I watched him, Sherman, he's aggressive, right? The moment doesn't seem too big for him, and that's really a great foundation if you want an NBA career.
Yeah, he's another guy that plays hard to me. He goes out there and he goes after it, and he's got no back down in his game, and all these guys understand this is an opportunity. I think he's doing a great job of making sure. That's my phone.
You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm okay. Making sure that.
I'll get it later.
No, don't get it. Just leave it alone, all right? But he's doing a great job of, I think, being the most aggressive in terms of taking advantage of an opportunity. And I get it. It makes sense. He's in a situation where he's got a deal this year. He's got an NBA contract. And he's like, I want to stay here. I want to be here consistently. How is he going to do that? Play harder than anybody else. He's getting the opportunity. He's doing a great job of that. So I like what I see from him. Obviously, you look at him as a rotation guy, being thrust into the starter's role. It's a different situation, but I like how hard he plays.
When guys like Javon, Brady, Jonte Porter, when they're almost force-fed these minutes, when R.J. Barrett comes back, when Emmanuel Quickley comes back, when Jakob Poeltl is healthy, when Scotty's back, the level of play from your bench has stepped up.
Right.
So they're used to playing important minutes. Hopefully they learn to look after the ball, to value possessions more, especially when you're coming in off the bench. And you don't want to make those mistakes to either lose a lead or have you go further into the hole. So to me, as Sherm says, this is the opportunity for a lot of those guys to get those quality minutes, to know what they feel like if they're in a situation where they have to come off the bench.
Quality minutes against frontline guys, too, not coming in off the bench and playing against other second unit guys, right?
Anybody else stood out to you, Eric?
You know what? The short answer is no, but to give maybe a little bit more love to Ochai, I think he stood out. To me, a guy that's doing it on both ends of the floor. I don't want to take away from Jonesy Slender. He was the first person, at least that I heard, talking about the very, very, with due respect, very light comparisons to could he be an OG-esque type player. He doesn't have the build, he doesn't have the frame, but there's no denying he's got the makeup. Like he's jacked.
Look at who he's been guarding the last few games.
He's constantly getting that assignment right against some of the top guys, and he's starting to show that he can make the three, not maybe as consistently as you would like, but he's not just camping out on the perimeter, and he's getting into the lane, and he's trying to make other plays. So that would be if you're looking for one other guy. I've been impressed in general with what we've seen from Ochai.
I thought Jonte Porter did some nice things tonight. As a matter of fact, I thought he was almost too unselfish at times. Bigger guy,
He does have that tendency a little
backing
bit.
down,
Yeah,
hey man, I know you've drawn a double, but before the double gets there, like, this is your time to get us a deuce, right? But he's learning. He's becoming a better facilitator at the high post. He's finding guys. He's making the right pass. I think he's been solid in the minutes he's had right from the start, since he's got here.
Yeah. All right, let's pause it there for now and welcome in our fan of the night. Please give a round of applause for Jackson Smith. Come on in, Jackson. Come on in, buddy. Get in here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Coming in with confidence. Do you know these guys? Yeah.
Well, one of them is actually my dad right here.
Oh.
One of them pays the bills.
Yep. One of them also gets me the tickets.
Okay.
But, I mean, I just get the deals.
I love it. Do you have a question or a comment for your dad and his friends?
So my question is, who do
Wait,
you
are
think?
we getting a dinner table argument here with your dad? You and
I
your
think
dad?
you might.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You also might hear about fast food and my fast food.
All right. I just
You know,
want to know.
ask him.
Stick to the plan here, all right?
Okay.
This isn't the Jackson Smith show.
Stay on script. Stay on script, brother.
Randy's like, he doesn't want to lose his job here, Jackson. I mean, come on.
Okay, sorry about that. Who do you think will win the MVP race to the top, I guess?
Yeah, Dad.
Well, Uncle Jonesy already hit on this a little bit here.
I got Shea.
If I had a vote right now, to me it's Shea. I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and that's checking my passport. That's got nothing to do with Canada. That has to do everything with the fact that he's having a heck of a season with a team that, you said the line, but I would say the exact same thing. Nobody had OKC being this good. You might have all thought he was going to be. We're going to be better this year, but not number one in the West as we almost hit the 70 game mark. And yeah, Chet's played well, and okay, Lou Dort is good, but we did not think that OKC was going to be this good, and the number one reason for that is Shea. So as good as Jokic has been, as good as Doncic has been, by the way, he's outside of the top six, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP.
Who, Luka?
Luka is not.
outside.
Luka's
Yeah.
not.
Luka's number 3, tied with Giannis.
Jokic is 2.
No.
Shea is number 1.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking me on
in
that.
the
I
ratings,
appreciate you.
in the ratings of the NBA.
Do you want to hear from Sherm? I do.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's hear from Sherm.
I think it's Shea. Remember, Jokic won a couple in a row. Then Joel Embiid had to play better than him. Because this is an individual year award. It's not a kind of a combined years. It's 1 year. And right now, Jokic is playing great, but Shea to me is playing better just in this year. And I think Shea has earned it. And, Jokic is going to be probably the next few years a candidate for an MVP again, but Shea's having, to me, a better year. And if we want to just parse it down, even though it's not by much, Oklahoma City's at the top.
They're ahead. Yeah.
They're at the top of the West.
Yep.
So if you're going to go and
Totally.
split hairs now, I think you go with who's on top.
Which is
By
why.
the way, did
which
you
is
see him
why, to
stealing
me-
French fries in the
He
middle?
didn't steal anything. He's allowed to eat. Why are you snitching all the time,
He's at the
man?
big boy table. It's okay. By the way,
Want some coffee?
Luka.
Sure, honestly, yeah.
Luka's he might get my 5th vote.
Oh. So not 3rd.
No.
So who's 3 and 4 then?
Well, Giannis is 3.
Oh.
Tatum should be in there too.
And the guy that nobody's talking about, because his team is right up near the top, is Anthony Edwards. Right? Like, to me, winning matters. It's about winning. And if you're leading your team and you're winning, as Sherman said, nobody's talking about Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Boston's got the best record. They're clear, double-figure games from people. Why isn't this guy getting any consideration?
I totally agree. I think Anthony Edwards could be the face of the NBA in the coming years.
Good.
You could be the face of this show. Very
I
soon.
also-
Could replace you
as-
right now.
Right now.
As you can
today.
hear,
Or
if you ask
Eric.
my dad,
You
I don't
today.
like Jokic. I find him annoying and slow, and I think he needs to put a little more pep in his step.
Okay, but he's probably the best player in the
Two-time
NBA.
MVP.
You don't have to like him, though. It's
You're-
okay.
I also don't like Cat, so
Okay.
I find Cat annoying. I find Cat a little cocky.
All right, quit while you're ahead.
So
Jackson, do you want to shoot? And,
Oh, yeah,
and spin?
totally.
Yeah, of course you do.
There's tickets up there on the
I made
board.
5 out of 5 last time, by the way.
Wow. Love this kid.
There's pressure.
You better hit one now after talking all
You did
that.
something right. You did something right with this guy. You got to spin
Wish
first.
you had that kind of
So
game.
we got tickets
Wish I had
up
that
here,
kind of confidence.
which you probably don't need. Hat, travel bag, all that. Give it a good spin. What do you want?
I think I want the tickets. 2 more games left in the season. Why not?
This guy's awesome. Oh, gift card. Yeti cup. Oh, scarf.
I like
scarf.
scarf.
No, do that.
I like
Do
scarf.
that again.
Oh, yeah?
Do that again. You don't want it. You don't want that scarf. You don't want that scarf. If we go scarf, we'll just give you whatever. Gift card, Yeti cup.
Again? They really like
How about
the-
hoodie?
Sure, okay.
How about hoodie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you got to shoot for
So
it.
you're getting the scarf.
It's just flat.
The ball's flat. Yeah,
follow through.
You got to make it work. Hey! Good shot. Good shot.
Yeah,
Off
boy.
glass.
Come on over here. Jackson, come on over here. This is a hoodie for you.
Thank you.
Give it a
I think that fits Dad,
a little
doesn't it?
shout out to somebody. Take the mic. Yeah, you know what?
Mom.
Go sit down, actually.
Yeah. I want to shout out to my mom. She's probably asleep right now. Because, yeah, she's really sleepy all the time. And she's had a long day at work, so hope she has a great sleep.
This is the best. Thanks, Jackson. I appreciate
really
you.
sleepy right
Give it
now.
up for Jackson Smith.
Way to
Yes.
go, buddy.
Sure, you want me to get your phone?
No, we got it. We got it.
Oh, man.
We're late on that one.
What do we got for
Enough.
overtime,
We
Randall?
got a little overtime. First of all, wait, can the Thunder win multiple rounds?
You know, did you see the social media spot with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett?
Yeah.
Garnett thinks they can win multiple rounds. And as a champion, Paul Pierce said, they're that dog behind the gate right now and they're barking. Let's see what happens when you open the gate and let them out. Are they going to chase you and bite you? Or are they going to go quiet and you can go up and pet the thing?
Right.
I think there is a...
They're really stretching for this analogy here.
I think there is a burning in them because of last year in the play-in and being dismissed like that. I think they could. I think they could get to the conference finals. Right matchups, they could.
Let's do a little overtime, actually. We had a lot of Canadian men's national team players in this game tonight. What is a realistic goal, Sherm, for this team in Paris in August? Is it in August?
July.
Yeah, I
July?
see nothing wrong with setting
I
the
get
bar
my
high.
Olympics down.
I see nothing wrong with setting the bar high for this group. I'd love to see them on the podium, some way, shape, or form. I think they have the talent to do that. And when you look across the world, yeah, there's some great basketball countries.
Yeah.
We are one too.
We are too.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are a great
Yes.
basketball country, and I think our talent on the court is now on the level where I don't think there's any major basketball event that our country shouldn't be in medal contention for.
Agreed.
Randall, I've always contended, even before it was a popular opinion, that there's no country in the world, except for maybe one, that should be beating us consistently. There isn't. Like, with all due respect, we shouldn't be losing to some of these smaller countries. And now, you know, we were talking about, I was texting with Michael Bartlett, our CEO, Canada Basketball, during the draw. We were watching it, both the men and the women. And I thought, wow, Canada's group could have Spain or Finland, you know, like Markkanen and then they could have, if you look at the other qualifier, you could have Greece with Giannis, or you could have Slovenia with Luka. And then it's like, well, wait a minute, they're in the qualifier. They're not in. They got to make it in. And he said to me, and you know what everybody else is thinking when the draw came out? Oh my goodness, we got to go through Canada, right? And to Sherm's point, we're on that stage now. We're not the, oh, look at them, we've got to get them. People are looking at us that way. And I'm with Sherm. I think there should be, I would love to see a medal on both sides, the men and the women's side.
Do you want to talk about that, or can I ask question number 2
I'll
of
just quickly
overtime?
say the bar should be set at a medal. Whatever medal,
Set at a medal.
period.
Okay, number 2, Eric. I know everyone has seen this Anthony Edwards dunk. So I want to ask you.
Wow.
Let's show it. This looked like Sherman in his heyday. Oh!
Is it the dunk of the year? Is that what you're about to ask
No,
me?
dunk. Is that the best dunk you've ever seen? Is this the best
No.
dunk you've ever seen?
No. Because I'll keep it at the Olympics. The best dunk I ever seen.
Oh my
As
goodness.
amazing as that was. And I mean, I was sending that thing out to friends and family the minute it happened. The best dunk I've ever seen was at the Olympics with Vince Carter, jumping over Frederick Weiss.
Yeah.
That's the best dunk I've ever seen.
See, people forget. Blake Griffin was doing that to people.
Yeah? It's a great point, sure.
Yeah.
Just a few years
Great
ago.
point.
That's legend.
But he was doing that to people. Sean Kemp did a cradle cup dunk
Over Alton Lister.
over Alton Liston
Yeah.
and then landed and pointed at him. There's been some amazing dunks, and that's great. And I was there when Vince did that.
Yeah.
So it was amazing.
Yeah. So best of the season, maybe?
Maybe best of the season.
Is it better than this block? Is that play better than the block?
The block stands, to me, more important because it saved the game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's an old-fashioned throwdown. He was up so high, it was like throwing something in the garbage can. He didn't need, people are like, oh, he didn't touch the rim. When I'm up high enough to throw something, I don't need to touch the rim.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Me neither. YouTube question, Mood McVibes coming in saying, show the Randy dunk clip. Do we
We're
have
not gonna show it,
Do we
though.
have that?
Randy Dunk, what, donuts?
Not a
we have-
dunk.
Oh, gee. You see that?
Not even a dunk.
You see that, Sturge? My buddy Sturge was on my team. It was on my team.
That little rub dunk?
Yeah.
It's not even a rub. It's put the ball on the rim and pull the rim down.
I'm more impressed.
Force-
I'm more impressed with the hair than the dunk.
Force the rim
Nothing
down?
that's-
That's a legit dunk.
Yeah, we'll give it.
What was?
That. It wasn't an in-game. That was a warm-up dunk.
In your little circle, that's a real dunk.
You've done better?
Than that? Maybe.
All right, let's go to number 4 real quick. JJ Redick's podcast, LeBron said that Steph Curry and Allen Iverson were the most influential basketball players of all time. What do we think about that?
All time?
Or of his time?
Of his time,
Of his
I
time.
could say that, maybe. Of his time, maybe he feels
Steph
that way.
Curry and Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
Of his time?
Yeah.
Steph Curry's his time. Allen Iverson's before him. But before Allen Iverson, there was a guy named Michael Jordan
Yeah.
who changed a lot for the game.
Well, that's what I think people are
Allen
kind of
Iverson's
coming.
a culture shifter for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No doubt.
and I think in the era where the three became important, Steph is probably the leader there. I mean, it came because nobody had big people to rival Shaq and the likes of those bodies. The mathematicians got into it and figured out, effective field goal percentage. If I make 2 threes, it's worth 3 dunks, and away we go.
He loves the analytics, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Loves it.
And
Big EFG guy.
and it's changed the game, but it's also allowed the game to evolve to a place where there are people shooting some of these threes that really shouldn't.
Yeah.
If you were to be able to narrow that down to the right people shooting it the right way and kind of limiting them, and still playing the game inside out, we might be talking about a different thing.
It's always hard to argue with a guy's opinion. That's his opinion. That's who he thinks.
That's what
was-
we do in
right?
basketball.
No, but I'm just saying that's who he thinks was most influential to him. I don't know that that's representing. In fact, I do know that's not representing all of us or most people out there. Because to Sherm's point, not only are you talking about Michael Jordan, but then are we going to talk about Shaq? Are we going to talk about Kobe? Are we going to talk about so many others?
I mean, he wears number 23.
Yeah.
I would think Michael Jordan was pretty influential in what.
No doubt. And that's
yeah.
not, I'm not taking anything away from AI or Steph
Yeah.
for that matter either, but there's a lot of influential players over the last 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Great,
whatever.
great stuff. Hey, your son was awesome. He was awesome. Great stuff,
We
guys.
should bring his son on more than him now.
Wow, sure.
Way more
Jackson.
fun than that.
Can I stay when you just get rid of Randy or
What's
no?
that?
Can I stay when we get rid of
Yeah,
Randy?
we could actually
Well,
we could
show.
just be-
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Here
But if
all
we're going to
times.
knock one person off
Okay,
to bring
I'll step
Jackson
aside.
on,
I'll step aside.
that's what happens,
Hey, this business.
You give it up to the next generation.
Next game for the Raptors Saturday against the Washington Wizards in Washington. Tip-off goes at 8 p.m. Eastern. Raptors tonight will go live on YouTube shortly after the game. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.